Hi, I'm Amy. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be playing my TBR game for July to see what I'll be reading. Last month, I think I got 6 books and I have one book left to read. And I still have a couple of days to do that. So let's go ahead and go over to the board and we'll see what I get. Of course, I'll still be using my little vial to move across the board. Let's see what our first roll is going to be. Ooh, 12 right off the bat. Sub-box book. I have more than these, but these are what I have left of my Book of the Month books from the year. So I'm going to go ahead and pick from these. So we have, ooh, that's really bright and shiny. The Shrouded Queen. Apparently my light does not like gilding. Seek the Traitor's Son. And the X's. This one's by Ladora Darlington. Seek the Traitor's Son is by Veronica Roth. And The Shrouded Queen is by Ashley Tropia. I think I'm tempted to go with The Shrouded Queen, but I think I'm going to go ahead and go with the X's and see how that goes. I'm not going to put these too far just in case I get another subscription box pick. Okay, let's go ahead and the second roll. Number 2. I got a 9. A light blue. I do my TBR. Oh, I'm not getting many of my cards this time so far. I can get a blue one. And I put together a key for this, but I forgot to pull that up. Ooh, Flame Moon. I'm pretty sure this is an ebook, but I'm not positive. So Flame Moon is by K.J. Jackson. Skye Walters thought waking up on the side of a river with no memory was her biggest problem. She had no idea that the man who had saved her from drowning, the man she now depended on, Aiden, was more than a mere mortal, a warrior of ancient. No memory, nowhere to go, Skye stays in the mountain town only to discover she herself has unexplained powers. Her life, her destiny are soon out of her control, as are her feelings for Aiden. The deeper Skye gets sucked into Aiden's hidden world, the more the past and who she really is threatens her future, her love, and her sanity. Cool. Well, that sounds like something that I would have been interested in if it got advertised to me. So I'm guessing this is an ebook. I will try and check and see if I can pull up that key and add that to the video. But let's go ahead and go on to our third roll. Oh, 1. I can subtract 1 if I want to. Put that up. So I'm going to pull this token aside. I may just decide not to use it if we don't get very many books. Okay, pink. Go through. Oh, I may have a card mixed in there. Maybe not. Yeah, that looks like blue. Oops. Oh, I've gotten this one fairly recent. A mythical creature on the cover. Okay, I'm sure I have more, but I'm just going to pick from these two. So I have Violet Thistledown. Oof. Thistleweight. Oh my goodness. White text does not do well with my camera right now. Is not a villain anymore. That one sounds intriguing. And then we have the dragon on the cover. This one also has a dragon on the cover. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This might be a good choice, only because so far I'm torn. Tentatively, I'm going to do When the Moon Hatched, because so far I only have 3 books. But there's definitely the potential that I could end up with several, and that is quite the sizable book. And I forgot, I just realized I didn't read out the synopsis for the X's. Okay, so let's go on to the next one and see what happens. Doesn't matter. This is for my Illumicrate deck. Shuffle them up a little bit. Try not to look at the colors, just in case. Not that I know what any of them mean, but okay, a book set in winter. Well, for the sake of not taking forever to figure out which books I have are set in winter, I'm just gonna go with the can't angle it very well. The Haunting Season. This is a short story collection, 8 ghostly tales for long winter nights. And it seems like they're all set in frosty, snow-covered scenes, so that should work. And it's the only one I could find without having to read all of the descriptions of the books, because I don't remember which ones are set in winter, except for ones that I've already read, and the one that I was thinking of is actually set in summer. The first book was in winter. 3. I may not be picking the chunky book. I do still have a -1, so there's that. Okay, an element on the cover. Okay, so for element on the cover, I did find a couple of them. I have The Last Legacy by Adrienne Young. And then I have these From These Dark Depths, which is book 2. I cannot remember the name of the series, but it's by Vanessa Versonnen. So I'm probably going to pick this one so I can continue this series. I've been intending to continue it since I bought it, obviously, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with this one. Forward. And I got 6. Oh, and we're actually up to 5 books because I did have the one ebook. This one will be optional because I'm at the tipping point. Hopefully I remember that it's optional. I try not to look. A book by a debut author. Okay. It's hard to find which books are which. Looks like I might have a few, but I'm just going to go with one that I've already pulled out as a possibility. And that is Violet Thistlethwaite is Not a Villain Anymore by Emily Krumfold. Apparently this was her debut novel, so that works. So this is my optional pick. But let me just go back to the ones that I missed reading the synopsis for, or at least giving you a snippet of the synopsis, and then I will hold up the whole pile, minus the ebook, of course. But this one is Guy Shadowfade is dead, and after a lifetime as the Dark Sorcerer's right hand, Violet Thistlethwaite is determined to start over, not as the fearsome Thorn Witch, but as someone kind, someone better, someone good. The quaint town of Dragon's Rest. Violet decides will be her second chance. She'll set down roots, open a flower shop, keep her sentient, mildly homicidal houseplant in check, and prune dark magic from the twisted boughs of her life. So that one sounds good. I'm excited to get to that one. This is, again, my optional pick. From Wild Dark Shores, this is the second in the series, and it's been at least a couple of years since I read the first book. I think I read it before the second one came out. But we basically follow a girl that was raised in a temple, if I remember right. And things kind of go south for her. And she ends up meeting a pirate who's on kind of an adventure to try and find this dagger. And there are some elves, so they didn't play a huge part in the first one, so I'm kind of hoping that they will play more of a part in the second book. But it's just kind of adventurous, a little bit of romance. I wouldn't say magic, but there's at least some fantasy elements to it. And I'm looking forward to this one. And I don't think I really need to give an introduction to the haunting season, because that's just a bunch of haunted tales in winter. And I'm pretty sure most people have heard of When the Moon Hatched, but I'll go ahead and read part of that synopsis. As an assassin for the rebellion group Fleur d'Oth, Brave's job is to complete orders and never get caught. When a rival bounty hunter turns her world upside down, blood spills, hearts break, and Reeves finds herself imprisoned by the Guild of Nobles, a group of powerful fae who turn her into a political statement. Crushed by the loss of his great love, Cain Vagor took the head of a king and donned his melted crown. Now on a tireless quest to quell the never-ebbing ache in his chest, Flu lures him into the capital's high-security prison, where he stumbles upon imprisoned Rave. Sounds like a pretty standard setup for a fantasy romance, so that one should be a fun time. And I don't think I read the synopsis for the X's either. I think I only did it for the ebook, so we'll go ahead and read this one too. An explosive debut thriller, so I could have used this word debut also, packed with twists and jaw-dropping finale, as well as a moving look at the truths we choose not to see, especially about ourselves. Natalie has only ever wanted to find the one, the perfect man, the happy family she never had. Now that she's found James, she's careful to keep him. He's different from all the men she's loved before. Calm, competent, kind. And there are 3 very good reasons she needs to be so careful. Their names are Mark, Luca, and George. Natalie prefers not to talk about what happened to her ex-boyfriends. It might just get her in trouble. Instead, she needs to focus on her future, on building a family with James to replace the one she lost. Okay, so that is the stack of 5 books that I'll be reading for this month, plus 1 ebook, and of course the Violet Thistle. I'm gonna butcher her name every time. The Violet book is optional. And we had, let's see, the X's was a book subscription box. When the Moon Hatched was for a mythical creature on the cover. Haunting Season is for a book set in winter. From These Dark Depths is for a book with elements on the cover. And then the last one was a book by a debut author. And the last was a TBR jar pick for the ebook The Flame Moon. So that is it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I do have a space on the board that is for community prompts. So if you have a prompt to share with me, just go ahead and put it in the comments below so I can add that to my list for if I ever land on that space on my game. And let me know what you're reading this month. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you have a great reading month, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye!